What's up, world? This is Rasta Stocks back at you again. We here, we is here with the one and only Shine Nance.
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? We're here. Happy. I'm happy to be back on any type of video with my brother, Rasta Stocks. We're gonna give y'all as much stock updates as possible. So make sure y'all tune into the whole live stream. Take your notes. Replay this live stream back. Share it with your friends. We're gonna be talking about some good stuff today.
Oh yes, most deaf, bro. And kind of excited that we decided to do this one because I just did the one with money, whiskey, and coffee, you know. And I said, hey, listen, you should be the next guest, on this live stream. And we all know that you're the Nokia hype god. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Nokia.
Shout out to Nokia.
I have your phone to put up on the screen, but iPhone has taken over the world.
Yes. And quite frankly, I own 132 shares of that stock. My goal is to get to 200, or higher, because I really feel like that stock is going to break out very soon. You know what I mean? And when it breaks out very soon, I'm just going to be patient,
Always.
Just going to be patient. Oh, yeah, by the way, this live stream video is in no way, shape, or form financial advice. So I urge you, do your own due diligence and research about anything that me and Shine Nance happen to talk about. And just take it from there. This is not financial advice. You get me? So guys, hey, let's get started.
That's so funny. We just both sent a link to the Discord.
Yeah.
What are you going to talk about though? Let's warm everybody up. Let's talk about the recent things that have been going on in the stock market, how we've been feeling. I think that gives a better perspective just to warm up the conversation.
Yes.
People understand that emotions go through your body when you see a dip, a correction of 5%, or some worse, 10%, 20%. So let's talk a little bit how we were feeling, what we were thinking, and then we'll go into some stocks.
All right, my brother. You started off.
I'll just share. So let's talk about the recent correction, because I do feel like there may be another correction coming. Small one, just like the recent one we have. And I'll be honest, when I seen it happening, the number one thing I can think of was buy the dip, right? And here's why. Through my experience, and there's statistics that show about $2.2 billion got put into the stock market during that dip. So everybody's thinking the same, buy the dip, because if you've been through the last few corrections, it's recovered fairly fast. So I knew to buy the dip, but the thing that was messing me up is that I feel like the last few dips I was buying into early.
Money, whiskey, and coffee. How you doing, brother? How you doing?
So the last few corrections I was buying into early. So when this correction came, I said, I'm going to wait one more day. And waiting that one more day, I bought some during the correction day, but if I waited to buy more, and that next day, everything shot back up.
Yes. So basically it's an instinct thing. Like we know what's going to happen, because this is about our second year in the market altogether. So we're used to this.
Yeah.
You feel me? We are used to this. So we know what to expect. You know what I mean? So at this point, when a correction coming back, I don't get nervous no more. I don't panic. I just am like, okay, this is a buying opportunity on a stock that I missed out on. And I told you that I bought into Nvidia and I bought into Coinbase, and It's all good, man. It's all good. I said I have no regret buying into those two stocks because I really feel like those two stocks is gonna do well in the long term. Especially in the video, they're like one of the number one chip company in the world, and you need chip company to design a certain thing that a certain company needs for their vehicles. So I said, why not invest in the people that makes the chips?
So what do you think about that whole chip shortage? Do you think it's something that we're gonna get over? Do you think there's gonna be a company that dominates, or will all chip companies dominate in your
Honestly, yes, we're gonna get over it. For all we know, bro, it could have been a hoax, you
eyes?
know, to distract people. For certain stocks could go down, so certain individuals could get in it, right? So
That's real, yeah.
when certain individuals get into this said stock, right?
Mhm.
They they have more money to buy in it. So it all could have been a hoax, but then again, a factory did catch on fire. So I don't think they'll deliberately set their own factory on fire. But I think they do probably have chips in reserves, and they're probably not ready to use those reserves chips just as yet. But one thing I can say is I don't underestimate no company that makes chips. I don't under even AMD. Even AMD. I wanted to invest in AMD, but I chose to invest in Nvidia. You know, but who
Mhm.
knows? Who knows? I might throw some money in AMD too as well. You know. So I'm just at this point, my brother. I'm just I was reading this article the other day. It says focus on things that people need or what people are consuming,
Mhm.
right? And I know for a fact that chips are going to be a need in the near future, right?
Mhm.
Because we need chips for our phones, bro. You feel me? Our phones here, we need chips for our phones. And without the certain chips that we need for our phones won't necessarily work well. So you got to invest in something that people need. You feel me? So I'm like, it's time to invest your money into stuff that people need. And that is exactly what I'm going to do. And I even did this in one of my videos on how to invest $1,000 and how to invest $5,000, and I threw some companies out there that people should put their money in. But yet, this is not financial advice. But people should also pay attention to stuff that they buy consistently. You feel me?
Mhm.
Because without you paying attention to stuff that you buy consistently, you'll know the companies are making money off of you. So why not make money off them?
Aha.
You know, why not? Why not
Exciting.
make money off them? So it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, I like the sound of that.
Yeah. You invest in what you consume. Invest in what you consume. Because if you invest in what you consume, right, it'll be better for you, you know? So
What is also some other things that you would share to new investors? I got a lot of new investors that they are still skeptical about making money in the stock market.
well, this kind of goes back to when me and you started in the stock market, right? We were skeptical, we had our doubts, but we took the chance because FOMO is a thing that
Mm,
you can't let take over. So FOMO is a fear of missing out.
mm,
So we saw the opportunities. I know you saw people making money. I saw people losing money. So this is what I tell people: don't be afraid to invest, because if you want to invest, Start with money that you know you could afford to lose.
Mm.
After you get paid and you have maybe like $300 to yourself, how much out of that $300 you spend on nonsense, right? How much of that $300 you could afford to lose, right? So start off small, start out in small increments,
Mhm.
right? Just to get your feet wet until you're comfortable in spending any amount of money. That's what I did. Started with fractional shares, right? I used to use Robinhood and and Cash App. I don't use Robinhood no more. I use Webull and Cash App now. You
Mm.
know, so I tell people, for the young investors that's new to this, if you have money saving in your saving account or whatever, you must know out of that saving account how much money you're willing to invest in the stock market. Okay,
Mhm.
because one day we could get an announcement on TV that the value of the US dollar plummet and that money we have in our saving account. Yes, it's good to have money in our savings account just to save for emergency. I mean, like maybe an emergency $1,000, emergency $2,000, or an emergency $3,000 or whatever, right? The value of the money will drop. So what you should do, you should take 500, $600 out of that. Like I said, that this is what I will do, and I will invest it into some stocks that
Mhm.
I'm interested that I like. And out of my regular paycheck now, I just know how much I'm just gonna willing to throw in those stocks every month or every 2 weeks, or just put the money in the buying power, put the money in the buying power, put the money in the buying power, and see what happens. So I tell people, don't be afraid to basically get your feet wet. 'Cause listen. I look at this, right. Let's just say if you like a girl, right? How's she gonna know if you like her unless you don't go over there and tell her that you like her, right?
Mm.
Let's just say you see something that you want to buy, right? You feel me? How you gonna know? How you know if you like it if you don't go over there to test it out to see if you want to buy it? You feel me? So don't be afraid to boom, go and start get the ball rolling. You feel me?
Can
Don't be afraid to get the ball rolling. Say that again.
can I add to that point?
Of course.
I do want to mention that for people who are still skeptical, that yes, maybe you're scared to put in $100 or $1,000 into the market, so you're gonna start off with $5, which is cool. I started off with $5. That's cool just to build your confidence, but just understand if you start with lower money, your returns are gonna be lower, right? You're not gonna get rich off of $5. You have to risk more in order to gain more back. Like that's when we're telling you to test it out, it's just so you could build your confidence to feel confident to put more money. Like I said, I started with $5 and I done 20 times, 15 times, 50 times that now, within 2 years, and just slowly started building my confidence. So if you're going to start off with a low amount, that's totally fine. Just understand that over time, you're going to have to raise that bar in order to get to the next level. It's kind of like
Absolutely.
limbo. You gotta get under that bar to get to the next level.
Absolutely, bro. 'Cause I always tell people you got to get your feet wet. You got to get your feet wet. Because if you don't get your feet wet, then how you expect to learn? You know.
I agree.
Yes. But you know what? Another thing I noticed too, bro. People want you to do it for them. I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm not doing it for you because this is something you'll have to learn.
That's my
Have
first
to
disclaimer.
learn.
Hey,
You
bless up.
have to learn.
That's my first disclaimer. Whenever I talk to someone about stocks, I tell them, listen, I'm not gonna chase you.
Yes, life with Corey. Bless up.
I'm not gonna chase you. I don't want you to depend on me. That's my number one thing. I want to teach you what I know, but it's up to you to reach out to me. It's up to you to ask the questions. I'm going to give you a little bit, but I can't just feed you. Like, I want that for you.
I'm going to point you in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
So when I point you in the right direction now, you're like, hey, listen, he pointed me in the right direction. Let me use some of the information that he gave me and just follow up on that and see where this leads me, right? Yeah. But I've noticed. I personally know people, right? I personally know people, right? That wants you to do the whole thing for them. I say, yo, I'm not a broker. Feel me? Because I could make a mistake and that could cost you a lot. I'm just pointing you in the right direction because in no way, shape, or form am I a financial advisor. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just some average Joe that's interested in stocks, right? And I just do my do research via my mobile device or my phone, my laptop or Google, and I just, hey, listen, I just see what I like, interested in, I just take the risk and I invest in it because, hey, I know for a fact I could make money and I could lose money, you know?
Always.
Oh, how are you doing, Stock Explorer? Good afternoon to you as well.
Thank you for joining everybody that's on right now.
Thank you for joining. You know, so like perfect example, bro. Like it's like there's this coworker of mine, right? She wants to invest in the stocks. She uses Robinhood. At the end of the day, I say you can use whatever trading platform you want.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just listen, just know, do your own due diligence and research. Oh, I don't understand. I said, listen, you got to learn, get to let it earn, because there's another lady that's up there in age, a little older than us. The lady took the time out to learn, right? And the lady is making some killing. She's making more money than me and her because she's doing put calls and options. I don't necessarily do put calls and options, but the lady learned it. Lady said it took her a while to learn it, but she learned it and she got it. Right? So I'm like, you know what? You got to learn, because if you don't learn, hey, listen,
you never get it.
You gotta get it. You know, so I'm to the point. Right?
But the thing is, people don't overcomplicate the learning part. There's YouTube, there's books, there's Discord chats. Like we have an investor Discord chat, and you can't be afraid to ask the questions because then you'll never find the answer. So
yeah, and perfect example. Another friend of mine asked me if I know Forex. I said no, I don't know Forex, but in my stock group Discord that I'm in, we have a Forex trader in there. So I could send you
very active Forex trader.
Very active. I said, yeah, I could send you the link. You know, it's a free Discord. No one is not going to cost you a thing, right? And you know, I send the person the Discord link. They wait until it expired. I'm like, yo, you're not serious. So if you're not serious, don't waste my time, because we're not looking for jokers. We are not looking for jokers. We're looking for serious individual, like-minded individuals. But yeah, you know,
you gotta want it. It. But with that being said, let's talk about a few stocks, man. What's a stock that you got on your watch list, man? What's your top watch list stock right now? Let us know, man. I know you always let us know, but let us know and let us know why.
Let's see. As we speak in this, right? I'm actually looking at, as you said that, I'm actually looking at my watch list right now. You know, it's so funny. I'm kind of glad that you said that. You know, because there's certain stocks that I put on my watch list, and there's certain stocks that I took off my watch list. One stock that I'm looking at right now is AT&T, I want to get into it because it's a good dividend play,
Mhm.
right? But they have a lot of debt, and they cut their dividends. They cut their dividends just to. I understand why they got to cut their dividends because they have a lot of debt. So instead of paying their shareholders, they're using some of that to basically clear their debt, which is a smart move. But I'm
Mhm.
not ready to get into it yet. Um, and I have Apple on my watch list, you know, because you know that I have a MacBook, and at one point I had like 22 shares of Apple, but I did sell it
Okay.
because at one point Apple wasn't really moving,
It was moving like a slow turtle trying to get across the highway.
Yes, but I'm really considering of getting back into Apple as well, because I feel like, long term this company is going to do well. It is the richest company in the world. They have money to buy anything. So I'm looking to get back in it, maybe at a very reasonable price point. Very reasonable price point.
Very reasonable for you.
Let's just say I think last time I looked at Apple was currently trading like $144. So let's
Mhm.
just say if we get a nice correction, if it drops back to like 130, 129, that's like a nice entry point for me, you know, to get back into Apple. And Canopy Growth, man, marijuana
Mm.
stocks,
Mm.
and I told
This-
you that I've recently invested in the VTI ETF, the total stock market ETF,
mm.
right?
Tell us about that though. Tell the people that don't understand. Some people might be watching, they don't really understand. Like
All right.
break that down for us a little, just a little bit, brief.
Yeah. So the total stock market ETF, VTI, is an index fund that has about 3,000 somewhat companies or more, right? Thank you, Trina. How are you doing? How are you
Appreciate
doing?
you. Thank you.
How are you doing? How are you doing, Trina? This is someone in Germany, by the way, bro. That's someone in Germany.
Yeah. Wow.
That's someone in Germany.
We're
And
global.
I appreciate the thumbs up. Appreciate the thumbs up. So yeah, so basically, let's just say if you don't like to invest in the stock market, right? There are things called index funds, ETFs, right? That you could put your money in, and if the market goes down, you won't lose much money. You barely lose any money off of your money. So it's a safe investment for those who don't like to invest into individual stocks, risky stocks, penny stocks, right? It's a safety net for you, especially if you're up there in age. You're tired of the risky market. You wanna basically put your money somewhere safe and let it get slow and steady growth until you retire. So, but me at the same time, a good friend of mine said, "Hey, listen, it's good to have risky plays. It's good to have penny stocks, but you need some safe plays too. So invest into some ETFs." And he told me the VTI is a very good ETF. It's a Vanguard ETF, and anything Vanguard tends to do well, right? And he also told me about another one called VOO. So I'm currently invested in VTI,
Mm-hmm.
and I've seen some slow growth. It's not a lot, but I see some slow and steady growth, you know? So, and when the market pulled back the other day crazy, I
Mm-hmm.
barely lost any money off of that. Barely, like that barely got touched. So it's a safe play. It's a very safe play,
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I invest in it, because sometimes it's good to have a safe play. I'm not saying I don't like risky stocks as well, growth stocks or none of that, but sometimes it's good to have some safe plays to balance your portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good. It's good. ETFs is very good. ETFs is very good.
They sure are. They're a lot safer for people who don't have time to.
Check the market often, like me and you.
Yep. I
And
agree.
I know so far in the last couple of weeks, man, I noticed I've gotten a little busy myself, so I I said, I had some money. I said, you know what? Let me just throw this money in this and see what happens. And
Mhm.
when I threw the money in there, I'm like, okay, all right, okay. I don't necessarily have to pay attention to it as often as I would
For
with
sure.
my regular stocks. And when the correction came the other day, it did well.
Yeah.
It did really well. So I'm like, hey, hmm, hmm, I'm on to something here. I'm on to something here. You know
I
that
would,
so funny. I don't mean to cut you, bro. That VTI and Nokia kept me up. Kept me
yeah.
up. Yes, VTI and Nokia kept me up that week, bro.
Well, yeah, because when the market's falling as a whole, if you're in an ETF, I mean, not every single stock is going to be down the same. Some will recover with resistance pricings coming in, and so you kind of even out in a sense because you gain on one end and you lose on the other. That's
Yep,
during corrections, that is.
yep. So that's why sometimes when you ever heard this phrase say slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah.
Slow and steady really do win the race.
Just gotta plug in the right. You gotta plug in the right things so that you're there. But yeah, for sure. Sure, ETF will do it. I in the beginning when I first started investing in stocks, like ETF sounded like a scam to me. Like it just didn't make sense to me at first. I'm like, why wouldn't everybody just invest in ETFs?
Hey, it's funny you said that. One of my coworkers, his name is Michael, right? He's about to retire, and he said like 4 years ago, like when he was in like 50s going into 60s, he
Yeah.
he switched his investments to some ETFs.
Mm,
He said, "Yo, as for older guy myself, like he said, you're young, you should be risking shit."
yeah.
Those were his exact words to me. Um, but when you get close to my age, because I said I'm old enough to be a father.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm playing it safe because I want to protect those investments that I have, protect the money I've made over the years.
Mhm.
So, you know, I he said I switched, and he said I'm not gonna lie, it's like when I switch into these ETFs, it's like hey, his returns is ridiculous because he has a significant amount of money in it, and his returns are ridiculous. I'm like, wow, really? Like, yeah. So he didn't show me his portfolio, but based on what he was talking about and the numbers, I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? I'm gonna let this seep in and
Yeah.
sit and settle, you know. And ever since that, bro, like he still works there now. He don't know when he's gonna retire yet, but from time to time he give me some good advice, bro. You
Sure.
know.
I'm sure when he retires, he's gonna be good. And that's what it's about.
Sure.
That's what it's about. Like it's setting yourself up, and it's also about creating strategy. The fact that he's able to admit that he had one strategy, and now because of his age and he's getting a little bit older, he wants to ensure that money's there. He's hitting an audible. He's at the line of scrimmage on the play, and he's seeing, hey, I can't do the same play that I've been doing. We got to
Yep.
switch it up. The other team knows the plays. We got to switch it up. So the fact that he's able to switch it up makes him a great trader. You got to be, when you're going through this, you got to be able to have the information, have researched information to be able to make a move in the time of need, because you can lose money if you aren't ready to make a move. If you're trying to debate and looking at it and trying to figure it all out, you got to sometimes just action. You need action, and that's why you have to do your due diligence.
Absolutely. You see that? You see that word right there you just used, bro? For me, bro, that's a very That's a very key word right there, action.
Mm,
But a lot of people are afraid to take action. Think about it. How much people you know? How
man.
much people you know that you show them what you invested in, and you show them your return, and they're still afraid. Oh,
Hey, they're not afraid to have the money in the bank, losing
right,
money.
right. But I'm like, hey, when they make a return and they sell it, and they sell it, yes. I say yes, you sell it. Just know you got to pay tax on whatever that amount of money is. So just remember, all of that money is not yours. You just put aside what you're gonna pay on your taxes, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I gotta pay taxes on it. I'm like, nothing is free. Pay your taxes.
Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid. But you know, man, you can't tell people what to do, man, because they let FOMO take over, bro. Like it's.
I mean, that's why you gotta learn how to offset your gains. You gotta.
Yes, and sometimes you gotta take losses. Take
Sure.
losses.
You can write them off.
Offset your gains. Yes. So I have a few. I have maybe like few more stocks that I'm looking at. So like I said, people, this live stream is no way, shape, or form financial advice. Me and Shine Nance, Rasta Stocks, Shine Nance is not financial advisors. So my brother, what are some of the stocks that you're looking at?
Well, aside from me being a Nokia hype god, I've been talking about Nokia for the. Yeah, I mean, you can watch me talk about Nokia for a while. Another sleeper that I feel like a lot of people are sleeping on is GNUS, Genius Brands.
I have a few shares of that.
I've been preaching for a while that content is king, and I think that we have so many examples that show content is king. For example, Netflix, the growth that it has been able to obtain. Disney Plus carried the Disney company through the pandemic.
Yes.
Through content, right? So
sorry I sold that stock, bro. I'm so sorry I sold that stock.
Hey, but you know what happens, but there's other opportunities, but you have to find them early on, and that's where people get it mixed up and they don't understand how do they become a millionaire in the stock market. It's seeing something when nobody else sees it. GNUS Brands currently trading at $1.60.
I have Genius.
A lot of us can afford $1.60.
Not a lot, but just know I'm going to add to Genius. Genius.
My goal for Genius is 1,000 shares, and I'm halfway there. So with that being said, GNUS is a content platform that create cartoons for children. So even a better attention span. Y'all know children just be watching stuff over and over. Their parents want them to shut up, sit down on the couch. Here's a tablet. Here, watch this, watch that. So they're gonna consume all this. They got a show right now with Arnold Schwarzenegger that has already reached like 40 million views. They got a show coming with Shaq in 2022. I think they got a deal with Roblox. You know, they acquired a company that makes toys. So they're not only building up the content, they're also working on the back end to start pushing the toys and selling merch. And it's a sleeper company, I would say. You know, it is considered a penny stock, and I don't like trading what they consider penny stocks, but this is in a different perspective because I come from a video production background, so I understand what it takes. You have to invest a lot of money to create good content. They're investing a lot of money. Their cash on hand has grown by almost 100 million in the last year. So they're getting funding. They're creating shows. They're cutting deals. They're buying companies. And I think that, if I'm not mistaken, the group that runs GNUS, they came from either the Disney or the Marvel background. A lot of their employees had their hands in creating cartoons for
Repeat that, please.
Lots of experience at GNUS. So when you get people that come from these very successful companies and they start forming new companies, you get amazing
to be a success.
You get amazing things. Look at everybody that's left Tesla. The Lucid cars, he worked at Tesla. Like there's another guy that came from Tesla, just working on self-driving, like cameras. Like, so great companies will come from amazing companies. So I think that's what we have.
Unless Tesla buys them out.
I mean, hey, you never know who will. Apple can go and buy GNUS brands. Like, you just never know who. Amazon can say, hey, we want your cartoon to be exclusively streamed on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, and I have Amazon Prime.
Like, that's why I'm a big fan. I think it's very affordable. My buying price, I usually don't like to share, but my buying price for GNUS always, I don't hesitate, is $155 or below. Between $150, $155, always buying, and it hasn't done me wrong so far.
That's good. I'm sure you got a nice return on it.
Yeah. When it gets sometimes, I mean, it's jumped up to $2.30 before, $2.30 before. So it's like, and what I would used to do is I would sell it every time it jumps to 20%. I sell it, and then I get back in, sell it, get back in, and stop
like
playing.
A nice little swing trade.
Yeah. That's how I originally first got onto it, but now I'm looking more down the road, and I kind of want to hold a lot of shares of that.
Since you're speaking of a certain stock, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So guess what stock? Guess what stock that I've recently bought, and guess what stock that a certain basketball player is a board of director on.
Which one? Let us know, man.
Just guess. I should guess.
Oh, I think you told me about this one. This is the water joint.
Alkaline water, baby. And you know for a fact when Shaquille O'Neal is investing something and involved in something,
he don't play.
It tends to do well.
He definitely don't play.
It tends to do well. So, I mean, hey, listen. I've bought alkaline water on my Webull account, and I need to buy more.
What are they currently trading at?
I'll tell you right now. I'll check my Webull account right now, as we hear on the live. Because Shaquille O'Neal, man, he's one of the GOAT.
He got like a $400 million empire.
Oh yeah, and that's the tip of the iceberg. They're currently trading at $1 and. Hold on a second, bro. Hold on a second. They're currently trading at $1.73.
Is that available on Cash App too or no?
No, that's on Webull.
Webull, okay. I know I can get it on TD, just so that people know. GNUS you can also get on Cash App and TD and Webull.
GNUS is on Cash App now?
I believe so.
You sure? Because I checked.
Let me double check.
What's the ticker?
GNUS.
No, bro, they're not on Cash App.
No, they're not there. Maybe next year.
Yeah. But I'm about to say, like, what? Cash App start adding penny stocks now? But hey, listen, Cash App has been slowly updating, bro.
Damn, hold on. Did we miss something? Bitcoin up 7.4% today.
How much percent?
7.4%.
And normally I do get the Bitcoin notification. I didn't get that notification.
Yeah, it's a nice little jump. Nice little jump, man. I got my little Bitcoin pebbles. I call it the Bitcoin pebbles.
The Bitcoin pebbles. Oh my God. He said Bitcoin pebbles. Yo. It's hilarious.
Yeah, man. I'm down on Bitcoin though right now.
Listen, I'm down on Ethereum Classic. Don't get me started on crypto, man. Don't.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Bitcoin no more. But it's gonna do amazing things. So there's other ways to get invested into Bitcoin. So make sure you have to do your due diligence on that.
You can invest. They can invest in Coinbase. Hey, let the people know why Coinbase is a good investment, because you explained it to me before. I'm like, hey, let's let them hear from the source themselves.
Okay, so if you do any little bit of research, not you specifically, but just people in general, on Coinbase, you'll easily start to realize that they make an insane amount of money, and how quick they've been able to make an insane amount of money. And you start to wonder how, and it's very simple, because everybody's loving crypto right now. It doesn't matter what type of crypto. You can trade all types of cryptos on Coinbase. So people might be trading cryptos that that will go nowhere, but Coinbase is still making commission off every trade, off every sale, off every buy. They're making a commission off the transactions. And that's how they're able to hit a revenue in the quarter for March, the last quarter, a revenue of $1.8 billion.
It's a lot. It's a lot of zeros.
They went from December, 449 million. So in one quarter, they went up over almost 600 million in revenue they received in one quarter. That's bananas. So I think that
that's beyond bananas, man. That's
crypto's only going to continue to rise, and they make money off the transaction. So whether it's people are selling, they're still making money off the transactions. So wherever this market goes, Coinbase is going to have their hands first dibs in, and they're going to be taxing people while it's going up and while it's coming down.
So basically, it's good to invest in a company. That's why I had $1,000 the other day. I'm like, Coinbase is at a nice little.
It has Tesla type of growth.
So you know what? I just threw that $1,000 on it, and I'm like, yep, this is what I'm gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly what I'm gonna do. You know, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just see this slow and steady growth,
mm-hmm.
and keep it moving, because Kathy Woods has that stock.
Oh yeah, she's been doubling down on that bad boy for some time, even through the whole bit, through everything. She keeps buying it because the growth returns on Coinbase are going to be bananas. We got to remember the crypto market crashed 50%.
Yeah.
In 20 years, we're going to be talking about how cryptocurrency took a 50% hit 2021 and was able to get back to 30% or 60, 70% gains when they, if they reach $100,000, like they're projected to reach. It's going to be bananas. So this is the bottom. I would say, maybe crypto can drop another 5-10%, but I think that this is the bottom part of the crypto market right now.
Listen, this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yep. I think that it's only going to go up. The way that they're using Ethereum with NFTs and Bitcoin, the Bitcoin ATMs, Bitcoin on Cash App, these companies, Tesla saying they might be accepting Bitcoin to buy cars again. China also helped with the crypto market as well. A lot of people think China didn't help, but China helped. They had 70% of the mining in China, and they got rid of them all. Where do you think those people are flocking to?
Other countries. I just found out too. Ecuador start accepting Bitcoin.
Yeah, oh yeah, they did. You could buy anything in Ecuador with Bitcoin. All them cartel guys are banking.
Woo, snap.
It's a way, like, that's the thing. The government doesn't really like Bitcoin because it's a secretive way for transactions, but come on, there's plenty of secret transactions going on with paper money. So they just know that if Bitcoin goes crazy, there's going to be cartels, there's going to be all types of people making transactions on a day-to-day basis that they can't track.
Exactly.
It's all
So
about power. It's all about power, economics. I never realized how important economics discussions were until I got into stocks, man. It's all connected, man. It's all connected. One thing.
absolutely, bro. Absolutely, bro. That's why we gotta stay informed and educate ourselves. You
Mhm.
know, and sometimes when we come on our platforms, like when we speak the truth, no one want to listen.
Mm.
Or when we speak nonsense, everybody want to listen. You know, that's why I say I keep myself informed. I keep myself educated. You feel me? So like I know what's going on. You know, and sometimes you got to network with people. Like me and you network with people around the world. We network with, you know. I'm not going to say the names of the people who we network with, but we network with people around the world, bro, because we got to stay informed. You know, we got to appeal, and we got to know what's going on. Because
Yep,
if you don't know what's going on, how do we learn? You know,
that's a fact.
how do we learn, bro? So like I be telling people, stay informed. Stay informed. You know, stay informed because it's very important to stay informed. It's very important because without you staying informed, how would you know?
Sure.
You're just gonna be sheep.
Ooh, there's a whole lot of those out there. A whole lot of those out there.
Yep, gonna be sheep, man. You know, you're gonna be sheep, and that's why I stay informed. You know, all right now, I'm just trying to build up my buying power again. You know, cause my buying power went down a bit, but it's all good. It's all good, bro.
Uh,
It's all good. It's
hey,
all.
hey, what you gonna? What can you?
Sometimes you gotta treat yourself. You know, sometimes you got to treat yourself because you can't necessarily be buying stocks, and forget about yourself.
Yeah. You gotta balance it.
Because if you don't forget, if you forget about yourself, then you get distracted. You know.
Hmm.
So, my brother, before we wrap this show up, you have anything else you want to say to these people?
I mean, I'm just gonna say, y'all, stop being scary. Take a risk. You know, if you want to go big, you gotta take risks. That's what I've learned through my 2 years. There's been moments where I wanted to go big and I didn't take risk and I didn't see that profit. But I learned.
Yeah,
And
and there's been moments where I just want to sell everything,
yeah,
every stock that I have, and come out of the market. Trust me, Shaddai will tell you.
yeah.
He'll tell you, and be
You
like, "Nah, bro, you got to study the course.
you gotta
Study
build
the
mental
course."
toughness, man. The mental toughness. You gotta work on it. It takes time. Just get your feet wet, y'all. Get your feet wet. I feel like, I feel like I always need to talk to the people that are still on the fence because, the people that get their feet wet, they get going, they're already going. They're flowing down the river. I want more people to get into the river, So I don't want it to be like I'm not talking to the people that are already in, that's why, we make other videos. But whenever we
Yeah.
lives, I want the people that are on the fence because I
And
was
one,
on the
one of
fence.
my next videos coming out is going to be a motivational video, just motivating you new investors, you new guys. You know,
Yeah.
so
Me and Carl,
look out for that.
sometimes I need reminders like, yo, just like sometimes I tell you, Rasa, like, yo, you gotta stick it out. Just like sometimes we need reminders.
Yeah, because listen, I'm in New York, you in the ATL. You
Mm,
know, so two different. That's two different perspective on the market right there.
mm.
Stock exchange is not too far from me, bro.
Yeah, we
You
gotta
know, so
go over there one day.
yep. So guys, this was another interesting live stream with Rasta Stocks. You know, this was my very special guest, Shine Nance, aka Shaddai Pena. Check him out on YouTube, right? And guys, we are going to do this again. We are going to do this again. We just have different scheduling, and our scheduling happened to meet on this day. But this live stream is going to happen again via if it's on mine channel, or via if it's on his channel. Both of us, these two mountains right here, are going to meet again.
Yeah.
Guys, so if you guys are interested, leave us a comment in the comment section below. And this again, guys, this live stream is no way, shape, or form financial advice. All right. So my brother, you take the people out.
Hey, we appreciate y'all for watching and joining live, commenting below. If you're interested in joining our investors group chat on Discord, reach out to Rasta Stocks, reach out to me, DM us, let us know in the comments. Reach out anyway. We're just trying to grow. We're a group of investors trying to grow, trying to build generational wealth through sharing resources and having daily financial conversations. You're only going to get better at this if you're talking about it daily, if you're working on it daily. So we appreciate y'all watching us. Continue to watch us both daily. Catch up to all of our older videos and request, whatever you want to hear from us. With that being said, thank y'all for watching. Rasta, thank you for having me on. My pleasure. Like he said, we will be back on soon, especially if y'all request it. So let us know in the comments if y'all like this live.
Peace.
I'm out of here.